Welcome to YouTube's favorite K-pop show, DK News. Today we don't have Danny, as you might have noticed, because he's off on a business trip in Europe. But before you click out because David is boring, as always, we've got hot-ass tea. First off, we have Goodbye G-I-DLE. Oh no, what's happening? And then second, we have fans debating over Blackpink ticket prices being too expensive. Third, Soo Hyun might be returning to public. This is crazy. So on to the first news. G no more. G-I-DLE drops the letter G and maybe their identity. So I-DLE, formerly known as G-I-DLE or Yeoja Idol, has officially ditched the G. That's right, the group is rebranding in a bold way, both symbolically and literally. In their new teaser trailers, each member dramatically parts ways with the letter G, slamming doors, walking in broken heels, letting it fall off. Their social media accounts are already updated to I-DLE. And this is all part of their May comeback plan. 2 new albums are coming, a special mini album on May 2nd and their 8th official mini album, We Are, on May 19th. Whether this changes aesthetic minimalism or just a way to reset their image, we don't know, but one thing is that it's clear that they're trying to reposition for their global stage and influence. Honestly, the name was confusing, let's admit, even to K-pop fans. G-I-DLE, I-DLE, what is it? So good riddance, honestly, but I think it's kind of weird still because it reads as idle, which means lazy in English. I get that it's supposed to mean children in Korean as either, but I don't know, man. Like, I always wonder who names these groups in the first place. Do they even have any English speakers in the room? So some companies I've actually worked with in the past didn't have a single native speaker, which is actually pretty wild considering they're targeting the global markets. And also, this is my own greed, but I wish we had more groups with 100% Korean names. Not in Chinese characters, not in English, just Korean. Imagine a group named Sarang, for instance, love. It's simple, it's meaningful, it's beautiful, right? I get that I-DLE tried to do the Korean wordplay with either and English idol, but now that it's just idol, the execution kind of missed in my point of view. But like, no hate, no shade, I love I-DLE and their music. They're always bangers. But then if we extend this to another level, then we have names like ENHYPEN, Tomorrow by Together, Omega X, and all these. Like, I love all their music. I have no hate on the groups, but then like these groups are sounding more and more like Transformers. So yeah, I think we should show some love for some Korean groups if it's K-pop. Anyways, what do you think about the new I-DLE name? Do you think it's fresh? Do you think it's good repositioning? Do you think their concept is going to change? But a lot of people are very interested because this is indeed their first comeback after they re-signed with Cube. So on to the next news. So Blackpink is under fire for ticket prices, but they are still dominating headlines. So Blackpink, their Goyang Stadium concerts in July, the ticket prices start from 132,000 to 275,000 won, and that's about like $100 to $200 in USD. It's actually more expensive than Coldplay, which is the previous concert right before that. And also Coldplay played for a long time with a lot of guests like Rose, Jin, and all that. I went to the Coldplay concert and I was just starstruck. Sky full of stars. Can Blackpink top that? I don't know. I'm not saying they can't. It's just a question. But for now, the netizens are split. So they're saying some things like at least BTS performs for 3 hours. Blackpink's set won't even be 2. They're inflating the K-pop prices. So there's a lot of talk about these inflated ticket prices. And my take is it pricey? Yes. Is it outrageous? Not really. So we're talking about capitalism, and capitalism is based on supply and demand. If people are willing to pay that price, it's gonna be that price. But I do admit that the prices have been creeping up ever since like the start of K-pop. Now, of course, there might be inflation, but there is a standard upon like the price of concert tickets. And in this case, the standard is set to the previous concert, which was Coldplay. I think that reference point is making some kind of a buzz over here. I think companies should monitor the sentiment. Of course, it's always gonna be like, oh, it's too expensive, but when it gets too expensive, that's when it's the problem, right? Because even like loyal Blinks will still have budgets, like their wallets are finite, right? Nevertheless, it's still very exciting to see the reunion between Blackpink after their successful solo activities. One thing for sure now is that the set list will be very packed. They've got a lot of hits now, so they actually need to curate very carefully on what they're going to play on the concerts. But yeah, anyways, the 2025 World Tour kicks off in July 5th to 6th in Goyang, and also also 18 stadium shows across 10 cities. And they're the first K-pop girl group to headline solo at that venue in Goyang. So it's pretty historic. So let me know your thoughts about the ticket prices and your general sentiment about like the K-pop concert prices crawling up. Do you think it's reasonable or is it getting out of hand? But in the meantime, on to the positive stuff. There has been a lot of solo wins in terms of Blackpink members. So Lisa just dropped Priceless with Maroon 5 and it's #1 on the YouTube music video charts as expected. It already had 6 million views on day 1, so the hype is really there. Lisa stays booked, busy, and Billboard ready. And then on the other hand, Jennie is trending for just being hot. So actually her Coachella bikini pics blew up online, and I'm not gonna lie, she is pretty hot over there. But the reactions are kind of divided because some people are saying, oh wow, she's the epitome of a hot girl. Some people are saying like nowadays she's showing a lot of her skin. Okay, there will be people like that. And then there was the recent Met Gala where like Lisa, Jennie, and Rose all were in stunning clothes. I personally like Jennie's look the most with the Chanel classy looking style, but then of course in similar terms as the aforementioned criticism, Lisa's very experimental or progressive dress triggered a lot of people. I thought she kind of slayed that outfit, to be honest. Everyone has their own opinion. The important thing is that Blackpink is being invited to Met Gala. It's becoming a norm for them to attend all these big scale events like Met Gala, the award shows, and doing collabs with Bruno Mars, Maroon 5. So like Blackpink is dominating the world. And I honestly don't think that little criticism will do any damage. But let me know what you think about their outfits and ticket prices. So on to the last news, which is the drama king Soo Hyun is possibly back. So hear me out. So despite the backlash over his relationship with the late Kim Soo Hyun actually jumped from 7th to 3rd in the star ranking male actor chart. Over 11,000 votes were accumulated in 1 week. And the even more wild thing is posters for his postponed Disney Plus drama Knockoff suddenly showed up on IMDb. Is it official? Is it leaked? Is it fan-made? Nobody actually knows, but there are speculations that is indeed Disney behind this, releasing those posters. And people are like, didn't this show get canceled? Disney must have gone crazy. There are people like, oh, he's still so handsome though, I'd watch it. But yeah, let's be honest, as big as it was, the scandal kind of faded in Korea. It was covered up with like more presidential politics news. It might be possible for him to quietly come back in the future. Of course, the allegations are proven to be true. I don't think he could nor should, but still the legal battles are just beginning. So depending on the outcome of those legal battles, you don't know, he might get a second chance. I never thought in the near future that I would be covering him in the news again in the angle of a silver lining. Not that I'm supporting him or anything right now, but sometimes the Korean entertainment scene seems to surprise you. At this point, everything is just so mixed up, diluted, and we don't know which source to trust. So at the end of the day, the public just has to rely on the court rulings. A lot of people are saying that Kim Soo Hyun might have the upper hand on the court ruling. So if he were to be favored by the court, does that make him room to come back? What are your thoughts on that? I would still think it's a thin chance, like not very high. Because as I've always said, there's always the legal court and there's the public court. And in a lot of cases, whether the wrongdoing was actually true or not, it's very hard to vindicate yourself once your image is tarnished. I don't know what the intention of Disney was to just provide that poster to IMDb. Maybe they had pre-released that poster to IMDb and then IMDb just like randomly thought, let's update our archive or something like that. Or maybe this is a conspiracy Delulu theory in my head, but maybe they're testing out the waters to see the response. Oh, let's just put out a poster, be sneaky about it, not say anything, no clarity, and see the public's response, whether they're interested or not, if the outrage has kind of calmed down. You know, it wouldn't make sense for them to not try to shelf it entirely and just discard the whole show. Will Kim Soo Hyun be able to come back? Nobody knows. And in this week's after show, we'll dive deeper into this week's news, including a woman rescued from jumping off a 19th floor building in Gangnam. Second, we have bulking updates from V, Jungkook, and Songgang that went viral. I'm ready to react to that. And then third, we have Kim Sarang's SNL Korea skit that made viewers uncomfortable. Last but not least, we will cover Chinese Key and Yoo Ji-seok talk about how celebrity attitudes come back to bite you. Is this all connected from the whole feud from last week? Let's check out on Patreon on the after show. Support us at patreon.com/DKDKTV. Just for the price of a cup of coffee, you are supporting the channel and also getting extra tea weekly. And I will see you guys next time.